Hello, yes, yes.
Yeah, so what do you have to say? I mean, these moves of companies moving out, is it, first of all, is it a betrayal for the UK? And also, what do you feel, what do families, what do people feel when these things happen? What is the impact?
So, Roberta, firstly, we're so proud to have you, a strong female leader representing us in Europe. My question, it's about Brexit, but not companies. My sister, she's studying in the UK, and my parents, they're very worried. She will have to come back before she finishes, and they paid a lot of money. And this thing with the no deal, it worries them a lot. So what will happen?
Roberta.
Well, I actually get quite a lot of questions like that. Malta and UK have always had a very, very close relationship. We're also part of the Commonwealth, so even pre-accession of Malta to the European Union, we had a lot of agreements, and it's on those agreements that we will have to rely on again. Now, as regards people, I guess we can reassure Pia, the caller, and thank you for your call, is that I think one of the priorities both on the UK side and the European Union side is that for the people who are either EU citizens in the United Kingdom or also UK citizens in the European Union, including Malta, that there will be conditions that are agreed for them and arrangements that are made possible for them. But again, it's a lot of uncertainty, and what the money reference is important in terms of how much parents have paid for this.
Just very quickly, I just want to ask Pia. Pia, what is your sister doing to prepare? Yeah, she is scared, but what exactly is she doing now? Is she preparing to leave the UK? Does she have a plan?
Well, she hopes for the best. I mean, she wants to finish her studies. We paid a lot of money. She wants to finish there, but it's very uncertain right now. I mean, the news isn't very encouraging.
Yeah, John, this is the fears.
This is the British system for regularising this has been very slow to be developed. It's called the Settled Status Programme. And it's an online system where you can apply to kind of regularise your status as a European Union citizen in the UK. And so there have been many concerns that process, people kind of fall through the cracks because the details are so unclear of how to comply with the criteria. So ultimately, I think many people, if there's kind of safety in numbers, if you like, there are many hundreds of thousands of EU citizens living in the UK who are going through that process. I know that in the UK, the Citizens Advice Network is helping EU citizens through that process. So for this person in question, that would be my first port of call to get in touch with the local Citizens Advice Bureau that are helping EU citizens living in the UK with that application process. But so essentially, this person, this Maltese citizen in the UK is definitely not alone. But there's very many big questions. The British government has been extremely slow to reassure those EU citizens living in the UK.
Are there enough protections? Yeah.
Just to say to Pia, I mean, there is a campaign group for EU migrants living in the UK. I'm an EU migrant living in the UK. It's called the 3 Million. They just had a huge victory this past week when it was announced that the £65 fee that EU nationals would have to pay to get retained settled status in the EU would be dropped. I think if there is a deal, I think you can be rest assured that EU migrants will not just be thrown out of the country. You have the work of MEPs in the European Parliament here working very hard to make sure that's the case. In the event of a no deal, of course, all cards are off the table. Although Theresa May has said that she's not unilaterally going to kick out EU migrants. And I think because there is such a big number of EU migrants in the UK, there's definitely strength in numbers here. So, Pia, I don't think you're necessarily facing a scenario where your sister would be kicked out of the UK, even in the case of a no-deal Brexit.